morning, Galina. Okay. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for coming. Right. So we have a few people. Great. All right. We're going to begin. Good morning, Michelle. All right. Well, I think we've got, I think we have a forum, so we're going to start. Let's get going. So let's begin. Seated tall and straight. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do. Nothing to seek. Everything we need can be found within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to bring divine attention to the self. Imagine becoming one with all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. So we're going to start off with a chant, Om Namah Shivaya. It means I bow to the inner light. And this is especially dedicated today, this practice I'm dedicating to my teacher, Sri Dharma Mitra, who turned 81 on Thursday. So this is for him, and may we have many, many, many more years of teaching us and of bringing us to the light. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. One more time. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses and be nourished through our bodies. So now let's continue with a mantra for purification to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, you may chant along and purify your space. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. Just do your best, or just wing it, or just stay silent and listen to the sounds, and you derive all the benefits as though you were chanting the words. Om Pavitra Pavitra Vasawa Yatopiwa Yahasmarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Byantrahasji. Let's come to standing. So we're going to start off with a few warm-ups to prepare the body for the practice. Start off by charging the body with the earth's energy. Stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. Bring your arms up with the hands facing in like a V. So we're going to breathe in from the soles of your feet right up through the body. Imagine all the earth's energy rising up right to the fingertips. We hold the breath and the attention at the fingertips. On the exhale, the breath goes back down right to the ground, and imagine the whole body being flushed by that charge. Inhale, bring the energy up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding at the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, bring the energy up. Watch it rising. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Suspend the breath, holding attention at the fingertips. 4, 5, 6. Exhale, feel the flush. The charge flushing down the body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, breathe in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding at the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the arms down, and let's continue some exercises. We'll roll the head in circles. Feel that, so the head went very heavy. So from here on in, try to move with mindfulness, with reverence. For everything is an offering, and so we do the best that we can without bringing pain to the body, because that is not what we want to offer up to anybody. And then change the direction of the rotation. And don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that keeps the breath in its steady rhythm, and then the breath, watch the breath deliver some sense of fluidity to the movements. Now shoulder rolls, rolling them backwards. Make the circles as large as possible. Exercise the wings of the heart, and then bring your arms into the movement. One more circle, and then forward roll. Just the shoulders to begin. Just feel all the sensations rippling up and down the spine, and amplify them by bringing the arms into the movement now. Good. Now reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, throw the body down. Big release. Exhale through the mouth. Rise up. Drop. And drop. Two more. Last one. Just stay down, allow the body to start bouncing. And then roll your way back up. Good. Next one, we're going to raise your arms up, come into a squat. Exhale. Don't worry if you can't come all the way down, just go to the height you can. Inhale, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Two more, and up. And come right back up. Take the elbows out to the side. You're going to twist from side to side. Exhale as you twist. And conclude. Left arm comes up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend to the right. Push the hips out towards the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, keep the side body long, the right side as you fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, feel a stretch all along the left side of the body. Inhale, come up. Exhale, gracefully float to the right. And one last time. Inhale, come up. This time hold the breath, pull the right hip down with the right hand, lift the underside of the body up away from the hip, and then bend, shoulder down, from away from the ear. Exhale, come back up. Right arm up, inhale, bend to the left, inhale, come back up, exhale again. Rise up, press the left hip down as you bend, take all the folds out of the right side, left side of the body and bend one last time. Inhale, come up. This time hold and see if you can go a little bit deeper. Really push the hips and ribs out from the right side of the body. Drop the left shoulder and reach. Exhale, come back up. Good, now just shake the fingers, the wrists I should say, fingers flying. As fast as you can, move the hands, and then up and down. Flap your hands, move the fingers so fast you can't even see them, they're like a blur. And release. So now we're going to come to the top of the mat for sun salutations. Bring the hands to the heart center. Close the eyes for a moment. Come back to the intention of making a practice of divine duty to all beings by just simply transmitting your energy and your love to all those, especially those who are suffering and to those who are in pain. May all our benefits reach them through our own practice and intentions. Let's move together as one to stay in that collective mind. Surya Namaskar. Reach the arms up over the head. Go down. Bend your knees if you need to as you come down. So you can bring hands flat on the ground, the chest against the thighs. Now the right foot steps back, lower the knee down, drop down to the hips. Raise the head. Come into high plank. Going slow at first. Knees, chest, and chin down. Turn the fingers out a little bit. Elbows come close in towards the body. And pull the hands, propel the body forward. The hips are coming between the hands, the shoulders back, chest wide. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back, head below the arms. Then the right foot steps forward to the hands. If that was difficult, you bring the left foot knee down and you assist the foot forward as you need to with the right hand. Back foot comes in to meet the front foot for forward fold. Again, bend your knees to bring your chest on the thighs. Come all the way up to standing. Stretch the front of the body. Return home, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up again, stretch. Come down gracefully. Over the legs. Fold the body in half. Left foot back into a lunge. Come into high plank. Lower knees, chest, and chin. Remember to turn your hands out so that your elbows don't go pop away from the body. Come forward and up into cobra. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Drop down to the seat. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Bring the feet back together, forward fold. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Think of the word salutation. And then just try to embody that sense of just greeting in your poses. Right foot back into the plank. Always stay in the mindset of offering, knees, chest, and chin. Glide forward into the cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Use your hands to use the body to help the body propel itself in the movements. Right foot forward. Feet together, Uttanasana. Body down on the thighs, head down low. Come right up to standing. Return home. Left side. Swing your arms up. Try to move with a sense of fluidity. Like you're doing a dance. Link the moves together. Left foot back into a lunge, into the plank. Going down now. Glide forward into the cobra. Pull back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps. Move according to the condition of the body. Feet together, chest to the thighs, head down. Come up. Return home. Raise your arms up again. Go down. Right foot back. Keep the rhythm steady. Try to keep the mind in the same temperaments. Never disturbed, never rattled, always watching like the witness. The movements of the body, the mind reactions, and the emotions. Fold the body down onto the legs. Come up. Return home. Left side. Lose yourself in the sensations. Pull the body down onto the legs. Left foot leads. Keep on going. Watch the body. Moving with grace and power. And chances are, the body will move exactly the way it sees it in the mind. Left foot forward again. Feet together. Especially if you always come with that intention of surrendering, of giving yourself to the practice and to others through your practice. Arms up again. Go down. Right foot steps back. Into plank. Down we go. Move with mindfulness, deliberateness. Back. Right foot comes forward, hips down low. Uttanasana. Body and legs make like a bowing gesture. Head down. Come up, standing salute. Return home. Left side. Go down. Left foot leads into lunge. Keep on going. Down we go. And back. Keep monitoring the breath, making sure that stays steady and even. Good quality breath leads to good quality postures. Come up. Return home. One more cycle, right side and left. You can do it on your own if you like, but try to keep the same rhythm as much as you can. Imagine moving in time with all yogis, in sync with all yogis. All moving together to deliver the same strong benefits to all beings. Right foot forward, then the left. Left side, if you get lost, just follow me. Lose yourself in sensations. And back. Left. Take pause once you arrive back home. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe out all fatigue, all attachment to the results, and all expectations. When you're humble and when you expect nothing, that's when you receive everything. That's when you practice with fluidity and grace and power. Release your arms. Hinge at the hips, bend the knees. You can bring your chest on your thighs. Interlace the fingers. Pull the hands back as far back as you bring the chest forward towards the knees. And then if you can, push the body against the legs to get the legs a little bit straighter by pushing the legs back. The seat is over the heels if you're very flexible and your legs are straight. If you can, you see if you can rest your forehead against the shins and your nose between the shins. If you need to keep your knees bent to keep the connection of the body with your thighs, then please do so. Just do your best. Bring the hands back down onto the back in front of the feet. So inhale, lift the chest, lift the knee and heels, and then rest your shins on the backs of your arms. Your knees are right to the underarms. And then from here, you can just stay there, bearing weight on your arms. If you feel comfortable, you pick up the toes up off the mat. Be steady in the pose. From here, you can bend down, come down a little bit more, bend the elbows, keep pressing with your hands. And then shoot the legs back, or just place your feet down on the ground and walk your feet back. Come onto the belly, flatten out the toes. Inhale, rise up to the chest and bring your elbows forward underneath the shoulders. Press the forearms and the hips and and the legs down into the mat like you're encased in stone. Pull the shoulders back, drop them down as well so the neck stays long. The head is forward. Now imagine you're made of stone, just like the Sphinx. You try as much as possible to embody all the characteristics of what you're representing. And that's how you tap into divine consciousness of the pose and find stillness and steadiness. Now you can stay here if you like, or press into the hands, straighten your arms by lifting the elbows up off the mat. And bring the chin up, arching the back, pushing the chest forward. Keep the toes anchored, and then walk your hands, if you like, a little bit closer to the body. Try to bring your inner legs together, approaching cobra. If you're more flexible, keep walking your hands towards the body until they're right beside the hips. And then come up nice and high, shoulders back, feet together like the tail of a snake. Bend the toes under, press into the hands, all the way back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, pull the seats back, breathe out, just bow to the chest a little bit, trying to get close to the ground. Good, get stretch it out, pull the seats back, push into the hands, exhale, soften the leg in the back. Raise the left leg up and back. Gracefully and quietly bring the foot forward between the hands. Land it with a very soft footfall, so no sounds. Back knee down, flatten out the toe. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. A few options with your hands. You can keep your hands on the front knee. Just concentrate on just pulling the body up out of the hips. Or hands to the back body. Pull the seat down and under. Press up through the fingertips, bring the elbows towards one another. Try to create a completely smooth back with no wrinkles underneath the hands in the skin. If you're more flexible, you can bring your fingertips down to the ground beside the hips. If you want, raise your right foot up and try to touch your toes to the head. Want to imagine you're squeezing a blanket or a sock behind your knee. Rising up through the chest. Now bring the right foot back down, Kapiyasana. Bring your arms up. Again, using your arms to pull the torso out of the hips. Raise your arms up high, keep the arms close to the head, and then see if you can pull the arms back and then drop the shoulders at the same time so the neck doesn't shorten and get jammed up between the neck and the ears, between the shoulders and the ears. Kapiyasana, make your body look like a crescent moon. Keep pulling the fingers back, lengthen the body, the back body. One more reach, readjust the fingertips. Imagine trying to get them right over the back toe. And then inhale, reach the heart to come back up. Press into the front knee and propel yourself up to a more upright position. Left heel underneath the left knee. Turn to the right, extend the arms out to the side. Sukha Virabhadrasana. Keep the arm length nice and long as you come into Sukha Trikonasana. Left hand comes down the inside of the foot, the right arm comes up. Now I will do it, the bind both ways. If we want to take a bind, you lower the shoulder so it's lower than the knee, so you can get the left arm all the way underneath the leg. See where my hand is? It's right beside the seat. The right arm comes over the back. And then maybe you bring your hands in a finger lock, or if you can, you take hold of the right wrist with your left hand. And you bring the right shoulder back. This is an option. You can always stay in the extended version. And one more breath. Pull the right shoulder further back, so you're trying to press the whole back body against the inner leg. And then from here, you look down, release the bind, and come back up. Right arm up, bend the toes under on the back foot, go to the other side. I like the version where you take the elbows to the outside of the knee. If you need to stay more upright, because your spinal columns, just keep your left hand on the seat, pull down and push in at the same time. Right hand to the outside of the knee. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, turn to look over your left shoulder. For the other one, Elbows the outside of the thigh, left hand pushes into the right. Keep bringing the body up higher. As you push down into the hands, so the center of the chest can come in line with the thumbs, and then start to turn the left shoulder all the way back. So you inhale, pull the left hip back, pull the head forward. Exhale, turn a little bit more. If you want to take a bind, again, elbow is below in the space, below the knee, and just snake the arm in between, underneath. Left arm goes over the back, and you might be able to find the bind. The hands. If you know other variations, advanced practitioners, go ahead. Pull the left hip back. Exhale, turn the chest right up. Return from the pose. Come all the way back around to easy warrior 2. Then take the hands behind the back, easy humble warrior. Pull the hands down behind you, lift the head, bring the chest up, and then we're going to dive down. So we're going to come to the inside of the left foot, so we want to go to the right a little bit. The knee should not come, drop down onto the shoulder, the elbow, the shoulder should not come onto the knee, it should come to the inside. Inhale, pull the seat back, reach forward with the crown, exhale again. Exhibit humbleness, forehead to the ground, and just rest in a pose. Inhale, come up halfway, bring the hands down to the ground, walk the left foot out a little bit, bend the toes under on the back knee. Rock back and forth. Try to get the hips to come down as much as you can, and then eventually you rest in a pose. The knee comes down, toes flatten. Just rest the lower body heavy on the ground, and the rest of the body will eventually follow. Imagine you have a big weight resting right on top of the seat, and the body will eventually flatten out. If you're very low on the ground, your chest is on the ground, you can reach your arms out. Other variations, snake the left arm. Just see where it's going, in underneath the leg and in between the body and the thigh, and you join your hands over the back. Release the bind, coming back out. From here, we're going to come back, actually, let's see. We're going to come back into Adho Hanumanasana. Take the left hip back, bend the toes back as you lift the foot, the heel of the toes up off the ground, and bow to the leg. You want to have the right hip in line with the right knee, the shoulders coming forward the same rate. If you need to bend your knee to bring your chest out your thigh, go ahead. You may stay here with the edges here, or bring your hips forward a little bit. Hanumanasana, full pose. Drop your seat forward and then start to push through the front heel and the base of the toes of the back foot. Press through the base of the toes of the front foot as well. And now just pulse a little bit, pull in a little bit as though you're trying to squeeze the mat between your feet. Exhale, just allow the feet to slide out, allow the root to descend a little bit more. Good, if you're all the way down, rest in a pose. Hips are even, and you might be able to bring your arms up over the head. Expression and devotion, Hanumanasana, the embodiment of devotion and dedication and loyalty. Release, lean forward wherever you're at. Pull the left heel back, make your way into pigeon. The thigh is in the same line as the knee, as the hip. Back foot is extending back, right foot is extending back. Inhale, get height first. Raise the body up out of the hips. Keep the left side of the seat grounded. And then come forward. Keep the left side of the seat anchored down. And you go to your ability, where your ability lies. You either stay higher, or if you can, you start to slide forward until the body's flat on the ground. Inhale. Inhale, reset the left hip. Exhale, descend. You try to get both sides of the body, side body, the same length. Keep reaching out through the fingertips, keep reaching out through the toes. Glide your hands back towards the body. I'm going to do this the other way, swinging around so you can see. Swan pose. Preparations. So you're coming back upright. Make sure the left thigh is grounded. If you need to place something underneath your seat so it stays grounded. You bring the right foot up and you press it down alongside the hip. So this is option number one. You just work the quad, extend the left knee back, the right knee back as much as possible to get legs into the quad. If you can then lean back a little bit so your toes are close to the shoulder, and you press the toes, the front of the foot, into the crook of the arm. Your fingers are right up by the ear. And then you bring the left arm around the left side of the head, and if your hand's close to the head, you'll be able to take the hand fairly easily. And then you just try to turn the chest a little bit more to the front. So you just try to keep the side body long. And eventually you keep pressing the toes into the arms so that you can extend your arms a little bit as well. Okay, you modify according to your condition. You take it to the extent that you can. Just do your best. Visualize in your mind, keep practicing, and one day you'll achieve. But have no expectations. Just do the practice because it must be done. To come out, bring the toes back, close to the shoulder, release the foot. Go from here, take the knees back together, and into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to glide forward again. Hips come between the hands into cobra pose. Now if you want, you come onto the fingertips, press into the fingertips, propel the body even further up, shoulders over the hips. Get the head up as high as you can. Modify as you need to, remember. Then from here, bend the toes under. Stay in your fingertips if you can. Make your way into downward facing dog. Work your fingertips. They're very powerful points in your body. And allow your heart to drop. Then bring your hands flat on the ground. Lower the elbows on the mat. Bring the feet closer to the elbows, as close as you can, and raise the left leg up. Keep the heel close to the seat. Bend the toes back. And then just lift the right heel. As you do, you just push your knee in towards the belly so that your hips come forward over the shoulders and the elbows. If you feel comfortable, you press into the arms, you push through that leading foot, the left foot that's up, and you see if you can, don't go too fast or too hard. You just push into your arms, bend the right knee to get a little bit of momentum, and push off the base of the toes, and see if you can get a little bit of flight going. All right, if you can stay, stay. Look beyond your fingertips, sometimes easier. Keep pushing through that leading foot and the back foot at the same time. And then coming back down. From here, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Raise the right leg up. Take it now between the hands. Back knee comes down, flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop the seat low. Come back to the options with your hands on the front knee. Lean away from the leg. Keep pulling towards the outer hips. Hands alternatively on the seat to stretch the skin smooth underneath the hands, or the fingertips on the ground. If you want, bring the left foot up towards the head. And see if you can rest your foot in your toes. If you're more advanced and flexible, go ahead. Bring the left foot down, coming back upright, bring the arms up, Kapayasana. Try not to bend the elbows. Think of the shape of crescent moon. It doesn't have any discontinuities along the line. And then just try to make your body look as much like the crescent moon as you can. Pull the chest forward and up. Stretch from the back toes right up to the fingertips. Make it an offering. Inhale, lift through the chest, come back up. Press into the front knee. Come upright. Open up to the left. Sukha Virabhadrasana. And then down with the right hand into your Sukha Trikonasana. Easy triangle. Stay here or go into the bind. You need to drop the shoulder down so that it's a little bit below the knees and get the whole arm underneath, which makes it more easy to find the hand with your other hand. And then take your wrist, if you like, with your right hand, or just bring your fingers into a lock if it doesn't quite reach. Pull the left shoulder back. Press the body against the inner knee. One more extension, pull the left hip back. Open up through the chest. And from here, release the bind. Come back down with the hands, facing forward, coming upright. In a genuflect, inhale, lift the left arm up. Again, you have the modification of just staying upright. Or slide your left elbow down to the outside of the knee. Build the poses as you see fit. With your hands in prayer, roll the right shoulder back. Try to get the center of the chest behind the thumb. Taking a bind if you like. All sorts of options exist. Just come to the one that brings you to your edge of your potential. And bit by bit you move past the edge. Eventually you define a new one. And you progress this way. Okay, so one more breath. Pull the right hip back. A little bit more extend through the top of the head. Exhale. Peel the right shoulder back. Turn the chest and the face right up. And then come out of the pose. Back into Easy Warrior 2. Bring the hands behind the back, pull the hands down, inhale, lift through the chest, bring the head back, exhale, Humble Warrior. Dive down, come to the left of the right knee, so the shoulder can clear the knee on the way down. Forehead makes its way down beside the foot. Embody softness and surrender, humbleness. Inhale, come up halfway, bring the hands back on the back, and then bring them on the ground to release. Increase your stance, coming into lizard. Rocking back and forth. Drop down through the seat. And when you're about as low as you can get with your hips, rest in a pose. The knee comes down, the toes flatten on the ground. Continue to telescope the chest forward. So whether you're on your hands or on your forearms, just try to keep on bringing your chest forward and your left toes back to get the body as long as possible. Then fix the gaze, just like a lizard does. Curl the right side of the seat under, trying to get that side of the seat to descend. More flexible, bring your chest on the ground, wrap your arm around the outside of the leg, and then snake it underneath the knee, between the body and the upper and the back, and then join your hands over the back. Lose yourself in the sensations, allow the breath to carry you through the poses. Break the pose, come back onto the hands. Ardha Hanumanasana, pull the right hip back, lift the toes up, reset the shoulders and bow to the leg. Allow the belly to come onto your thigh. Bring your attention to all these areas where you find tightness. And send an intention of release there. That's exactly where the prana and the vital force will go. This is too easy for you, Hanumanasana. Bring your hips forward, bend the toes under on the left foot, and just start to slide forward. Try to keep your hands as close as possible right beside your hips. And keep Do this in a mindful way. Make sure you don't overstretch. So pull the heels in, the feet in towards one another. So you're trying to squeeze them out between your feet, and then see if you can yield a little bit. If you're right down, arms come up, cross the wrists, look up beyond the fingertips. Expression of devotion, complete surrender. Then come back down with the hands. From here, where you're at, pull the right foot in towards the left hip crease for pigeon. Making sure that the hips are even with one another. The right hip should not be far forward than the other one. Resets, inhale, lift through the chest, bring the left toes back, and then start to make your way down to your comfort. Staying higher if you need to, or coming flat down, or somewhere in between, resting on your forearms. Okay, so again, you want to get the sensation you have a big weight resting right on top of your seat, and then bringing heaviness into that area, anchoring you down, and making you bringing about a sense of grounding, connection. We're going to come back up slowly, walk your hands towards the body. Once again, swan pose, so we'll just turn up around again. Bring the left foot up, holding the foot against the hip. Just stay there, or hold it where it's comfortable. You can just hold it out here. So just do according to what is possible for you. If you want to try the swan, you try to have your body, bring your body back a little bit so your toes come close to the shoulder, and press the foot into the inner arm. So the arm is vertical, bring the fingers close to the ear, so the right arm comes around. It can find the hand easily. And then push the foot back into the arm, turn the chest forward, and keep on extending the left arm back, by pushing into the arm with the toes. Sometimes the body starts to slouch a little bit, or lean. Just try to get the body as upright as possible, and no wrinkles in the side body. Now starting to come out of the pose, release the bind, pull the foot towards the shoulder first, so you can set the foot back down gently. Knees back together, and descend back into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Creep like a snake moving through the grass. Come up into cobra. Come onto the fingertips if you like again, and raise the body up as high as you can. Shoulders over the hips. Bring your feet apart if you want. For those who want, bring your toes up again. Get the sensation that you're squeezing socks behind the knees. Bring the head back. Maybe the toes will eventually find their way to the head. And then eventually you can flatten the hands back down. Everything's an option, remember. So we're going to exit the pose now. Bring the toes back down. Move back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Elbows down on the ground. Since we did only one side the last time, we do the other side now. Raise the right leg up. Keep the heel close to the seat. So you make your body as compact as possible. Bend the toes back on that right foot. And then just start to lift up off the heel on the left foot. Press into your arms and see if you can just bounce and just try to get your foot closer in towards the elbow. Use the knee to push against the belly to get your hips forward. And if you want, keep pushing into your arms. Just bend your knee to get a little bit of momentum. Press through the toes and you might be able to come up. If you keep pressing through the toes, especially through the right foot, you'll eventually be able to find a segment to stay. Gaze beyond your fingertips. In front is always a little bit easier. And then coming back down, back into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Roll your way up. All right, now from here, coming into Supta Virasana, reclined hero, so just to soften the knees a little bit. Of course, if this hurts your knees, then you don't come down all the way. You bring your fingertips behind your feet and you lift the hips. So if you have issues with your knees or issues with the flexibility in the back, just stay higher. Pull the shoulders back, away from the knees, roll the thighs inwards. If you can go down lower, you lower the seat, maybe come onto the forearms. Tilt the hips forward. If you're able to come all the way down flat on the mat, go ahead. Bring your butt back onto the mat. Try to bring your thighs closer together, maybe right up against one another. Take hold the opposite elbows over the head. Inhale, keep pulling the elbows way away from the knees. Exhale, just press the back body into the ground. Press the shoulders back. Make sure your neck's not all jammed up again. One more breath. Good. And bring your hands back onto the heels of the feet. Push against the heels, dig into the elbows and lift the chin up, lift the upper back up off the mat. From here, one elbow at a time, press into the elbow and release the other hand, place it where the elbow was, and then up. And then again, lift up through the hips, off the heels, allow the head to go back. If you can, walk right hand forward onto the right heel, left hand forward on the left heel. And then push the hips all the way forward, coming into camel. Lift up through the chest, bring the head back. Too much, hands on the seat. Pull down on the seat and just push the chest up towards the sky. Hips are over the knees. Bring the head back, forward, and release. Bend the toes under, bring your fingertips on the ground and come to standing. Roll your way up. Okay, so we're going to do a few balance poses now. Natarajasana, 2 variations. First one, we're going to stand on the left foot first, bring the right knee up. Try to get the knee as close to the shoulder as possible without riding the hip up. Keep the right hip down at the same level as the left, and then turn your foot up, taking the left hand. Try to get your foot on the same line as the knee. And bend the standing leg again, the left leg. If you can, allow that right leg to float. If it's too much, you can bring your legs to rest on the other thigh. Take your arms out to the side, and then the right wrist over the left. The wrist connected, the fingers in one line. Make sure the elbows are not dropping down. Picture the statue of a dancing Shiva in your mind and make your body look like that shape. Keep the shoulders back, the back straight. If you want to work your hips, you lower down a little bit more. Good. From here, you lift back up, place the foot back down, release. Breathe in, breathe out. Remove all fatigue and all struggle. Other foot, bring the left knee up, close to the shoulder, and then bring the foot up at the same height or across the body as best as you can. Bend the standing leg, really sink your weight into that right foot and let go of the foot if you can, resting again on your leg if you need to. Arms out, hands in Yan Mudra, and bring the left hand over the right this time. Sink down lower, look at your elbows, make sure one's not dropping down. Shoulders at the same height as well. Press into the foot, coming back up, and release. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, So now dancer pose and then variation. Standing on a left foot again to give the right foot a rest. Pick up the right foot, holding it at the ankle. Bring the knees together. This is where you want to stay. You stay here. Just get height. Pull the navel into the front of the spine, hollow out through the navel area, lift the chest. If you want to go further, bend the standing leg a little bit, sink your weight into the left foot again, and start to pull the foot away from the body. Try and get your thigh parent level to the ground. And then eventually you push the shin and the thigh back on that standing leg. Try to get your foot at the same height as the head. Keep your gaze forward, your chest lifted. Try not to look down. Always open position. Okay. Pull the foot up higher if you can. Coming back out. Pull the foot in towards the seat. Come upright and release gracefully. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you had trouble or struggled in the pose at all, stumbled or fell, don't worry about it. Just keep trying and keep the mind in the same temperament, undisturbed and unjudging. Let's try the other side. Right arm up. Keep picturing your mind, the body moving. Left foot in the left hand. Bend into the standing leg. Sink your weight into your left foot. Start to pull your foot back. And then start to push into the foot again. Straighten the leg by engaging the muscles, pushing the thigh and the shin back. Pull on the foot a little bit. Try to get up a little bit higher. Keep your chest open. Good. Pull the foot back in and release. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. All right. So we're going to come down into a squat now. Bring your toes out to the side, facing outwards, I should say. Bring the heels, the elbows in the inside of the knees, and bring the heels, your palms, to rest in between the knees in the same line. Prayer, Anjali Mudra. Shoulders back. So from here, doing something that looks a lot like the Sukha Trikonasana, it's called Alatitibasana. So the bound version, you bring your shoulder in a little bit, lift your seat just as much as you need to, so you can get your left arm underneath the leg. Again, you have to keep your shoulder close to the knee and move it in so you can get your whole left arm behind your leg. And you join your hands just not over the seat, it's a little bit more reach just beside the seat. And then press the hip up, the right hip up. Try to get the right leg straight, eventually the left leg can straighten as well. Okay. Do this way. Now if you want to go into bird of paradise, option, go ahead. Right foot steps in closer to the left, bend the right leg again, and keep pulling with your left arm up into the leg to come up. Don't think about it too much. Just try to do it in one swift motion. And then from here, if you want, you keep pressing the back of the arm into the leg so you can extend the leg eventually. Come out of the pose, rebend the leg, push into the right foot, bend the right knee, and then set the foot down. Come back into the squat. Breathe in, breathe out. Send the hands in between the knees, in line with the elbows, shoulders back. Try it on the other side now. Pull the body in a little bit tighter, and then lift the seat. Don't go up too far. It's going to be harder to take the bind. Just enough so you can get the arm underneath the leg. Join the hands if you can, and then lift the left side. Raise the left hip up all the way to get the left leg straight, and work again the other leg straight as well. This is too much. You just lean your arm against the right thigh and raise the left arm up. So other options that you can do, okay? Or stay lower. Just keep pressing Right hand beside the in front of the foot and left arm up. If you want to come into bird of paradise, go ahead. You bring the left foot in, and then this time you bend the left leg, knee a little bit. You pull with the right arm, pushing into the back of the right leg so you can come up. Bring the right shoulder back. Keep pulling on the fingers, your lock, and then try to extend the leg. Try to take the leg as far back as you can. Just visualize yourself in a pose. Keep trying. One day you might be able to find your way into the pose. And slowly you make your way down. So rebend the leg and send your leg back, your body back down into the squat. Lower the seat on the ground now. Good. So take a deep breath in, hug the knees to the body, hold the breath, contract all the root muscles, bring the chin onto the chest is high, gaze at this third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Keep your attention fixed on the third eye. Keep the tension in the throat and the root lock, throat and root areas. And then slowly exhale, like reverse sucking it out of a straw. Nice and steady, not a big explosion out of the body. Baddha Vajrasana. Fold the left leg back if it's okay. If it doesn't hurt your knee, if it does, keep your knee in front, like so. The right leg comes up, take the foot, and just circle around in its joint. Take the foot, move it back behind the body. From here, just bring your right shoulder, if you can, in front of the knee. Place your hand beside your hip, and then again, use the back of the arm to push the knee back behind you. If you have the flexibility, turn your fingers out. Just take your hand to the heel, underneath the heel, and pull the heel up. If you're more flexible, you can take hand reaches around the front of the foot to the outside of the foot, and then pull the leg back. Now here the body tends to slide and hunch a little bit. Try as much as possible to take the fold out of the side body, open up to the left, take the left shoulder back. Like a variation of compass pose. From here we bend the knee again. If you can do your lotus, go ahead. Lean back, bring a heel in onto the knee, and if there's no resistance, you just tuck it right into the hip crease, and you bring the knee down. If it's too much, you bring your foot down on the inseam of the leg, like so. And if you had your left knee in front, it would look like this. Heel at the root and the toes across to touch the knee. Right toes to touch the left knee. Okay, so if you're in a bind, in your lotus, go into a bind. Right, go to the right, lean over the right leg, take the right arm around the back, and try to find the foot. Use a hand to assist the foot forward, to take hold of the foot. The higher you have the foot, the easier it is to find. Or you press your hand into your thigh, or you just take hold of your clothes if you don't have a strap or any aids to help you. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, inhale, lift through the lower back. Exhale, turn to the right. Now start the twist, the rotation from the hips, and then imagine helical action going throughout the body, so eventually the shoulders will come around as well. Left side seat remains grounded. If it comes up, press it back down. This is where the right foot pressing into the hip crease comes in handy, or the hand. And the exhale brings you back to face forward. Release. Try the other side. Okay. Take the left foot in your left hand. Circle it around in its joints. Push it back behind the body. back and forth. Eventually take your left shoulder in front of the knee, push up into the back of the knee so you can get your knee higher, and then so allow it to get the leg to straighten out a little bit more. If you can, place your right hand underneath the left heel and push it right up and back. Open up to the right, or take hold of the front of the foot, outer edge of the foot, and then reach. Send the leg as far back as you can. This is a good practice for trying to get eventually your leg behind your head. Same type of warm-ups, preparations. And refold the leg, bring the knee back in front of the body, and tuck the foot into the hip crease if you can. Try to get the foot as high as possible. Take a bind. Modify as you need to with one of the options I've showed you before. And then turn to the left. Remember, you're just trying to achieve the best that you can without bringing the body into a place of pain and the mind in a place of distress. You make the experience pleasant for yourself, and then it's pleasant for all beings. The benefits are more so. Then the exhale brings you back to center, and release. Shake out the legs. Headstands. Come on to the knees now. Just demonstrate this one. So you take all the if you can hold your opposite elbows, that's a good height. You don't want to have them too far apart. They want the wrist to be sort of like hugging against the head. Interlace the fingers, press the forehead down, and then as you lift your hips up, your head rolls into the hands like a helmet. So you should be more on the hairline or on the top of the head, not in the back, not pressing it. You should not be on the back of the head when you come into headstand. Okay, so a little bit more forward in the front of the head. And from here, you can either pick up one foot, and again, do as we did in a form balance. You just try to lift up, press through the arms. Go slow, otherwise you go land on the other side. Okay, you don't even have to make your foot leave the ground. And then maybe eventually you just press your right thigh into the chest or the belly. Your left leg, the leading leg goes back. Keep pressing to the toes. If you have no other variations, go ahead. If this is too scary, you bring your hands down in front where you can see them. Arms at a right angle. Come into teddy bear. Rest just underneath the knees against the elbows, or if you can. And if you can, you press into your hands, lift one foot, and then the other. And feel so really press into the hands so you don't take as much weight in your head, and then just imagine the weight lifting up off your head. Eventually try to press into your hands and get your knees up off your elbows. Keep your thighs against the body. Now, if you're in any kind of inversion, you start to come out slowly with control. Again, moving in a way that doesn't disrupt the mind. Lower the knees down, come into child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, soften. Roll your way up. Find your way onto the back now. Extend the arms and the legs, lie down on the back. Take a moment to rest. Breathe in deeply through the skin. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting. Just send all the fatigue out with the breath, all the struggles. Again, breathe in through the skin. Breathe out all fatigue from the skin, out away from the body. Just let it go. Shoulders stand. Bring the hands beside the body, palms down, legs together. And then raise the legs up, 90 degrees, push into the arms, lift the seat up off the mat, lower it back down softly, no big crash landings. Inhale, come up higher. Bring most of the back up off the mat. Press into the arms to bring your seat back down slowly. And then again, lift up as high as you can, so you're mostly just on your shoulders. If you can, you bring your hands to the back, and then walk your elbows closer into one another, and keep your hips forward so that eventually when you're in a full pose, your toes are over the chin and your body is straight. If this is too much, you bend your knees, come into a tuck. Or if this is still not to your liking, you bring your hands, resting palms down, and you just allow you sit on your hands, basically. Your legs are still extended. You're still doing inversion. Those of you who have a lotus, go ahead into your lotus, make it look like a meditation pose, and then just concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. Watch the darkness there. If no other variations, go ahead, but once you find the pose, leave the body alone and allow the mind to come into a steady focus, one point of focus on the space between the eyebrows. Halasana. Feet come over the head towards the ground. If you have a lotus, you can keep your lotus. Just draw your thighs against the body. If you're in the tuck, you can stay in your tuck. Just try to bring your thighs right against the body and your knees beside your ears. And you can do this in any of the other poses as well, if you like this one better. Here, come back down, press into your arms, allow the legs to slide over the body, keep them close to the body as you come down. As you don't bring them down all the way, bring them about a 45-degree angle to the ground. Let's try flying fish. Bring your elbows down right beside the body, right beside the rib basket, push into the elbows, lift the chest, lift the body up, and then bring the head back, so you can get the top head to come onto the ground. Then you can lower your legs a little bit more to about 30 degrees or about 12 inches from the ground. And if you can release your arms in front of the legs, parallel to the legs, the palms together. So these are all options. And now Bhastrika breath. Breathe very fast like you're panting, but do it through the nose. Lower the legs down, and then bring your arms down, release the head. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, breathe in, breathe out. Full back bend, Urdhva Dhanurasana. I'll demonstrate that first. Other options I will tell you once I demonstrate and let others get into the pose. Bring the fingertips beside the head, fingers slightly turned outwards. Lift the seat, and then push into the fingertips so you can bring your head back behind your hands. Turn your hands the other way, fingers facing the toes, again a little bit outwards as well. The fingers to the outside edge of the mat, not completely though. And then if you can, push into your hands and lift the head up off the mat. Come onto your toes and then just work the pose, work the stretch. If it's too much, you either keep your head on the ground or you come into bridge pose. So you stay with your shoulders and the back of your head in contact with the ground. Lift your seat, and then you tuck your arms underneath the body and bring the chest towards the chin. This is an option. Okay, if the shoulder, if the wheel poses too much for your shoulders, sort of, or whatever. Okay, so you're in the pose Urdhva Dhanurasana. Practice fortitude. Really try to get a nice shape, a nice upward facing bow shape. Try to straighten the arms and the legs. Walk your hands closer to the feet. Other variations, if you're advanced, go ahead. Now we're going to start to come down, relax. Once you're on the ground, breathe in, breathe out. Again, inhale deeply through the skin. Exhale, breathe out all fatigue. Out and forth the skin. Here, slide your left foot in towards the body a little bit. Butt, foot flat on the ground, knees up. Raise your right leg up, take hold of the ankle. And bring the knee onto the right shoulder. Pull on the foot so that the foot comes closer to the head. And then here, if you like, you can extend the left leg back out if you can. Try to get your left leg to flatten. Be very flexible. Try to bring your foot down so you can allow it to come to the side, a little bit beside the head. And try to bring the foot right down to the ground. Keep extending to the left heel. Okay. Always just keep your leg over the chest. Half happy baby pose. Pull the knee down just alongside the body, underneath the arm. The heel is over the back of the knee. The shin is vertical, in other words. If you want, you take your right shoulder in front of the knee. Again, you just try to wedge your arm up a little bit so we can get your knee higher. Okay, and then you can bring your left foot back in if you need to, so you can get the right knee to the ground. And then here, you can maybe keep holding on to the left heel and bring the toes to the ground. And then eventually extend the left leg again. So lots of different levels. Pick the one that's appropriate to you. And then release that side. Shake it out. Breathe in first. Breathe out. Other side. Slide the right foot in. If you know you have the flexibility to keep your legs straight, you don't have to bend your knee. It's just a good way to start sometimes. Left, if you have tighter hamstrings, left knee on the left shoulder, pull on the foot a little bit, try to get closer to the head, and if and when you find it appropriate, you can extend the right leg out. Keep the knee bent, of course, if you need to. If you're more flexible, try to take your left foot to the ground, beside your head. Keep pushing through the right heel. And then we bend the left leg, half happy baby pose. The shin is vertical, heel over the back of the knee, and bring the knee down to the ground. Take your left shoulder in front if you like. Again, push the back of the shoulder up and into the knee so that the knee comes higher over the shoulder. And then if you can just keep holding on to the right heel, your right hand to the left heel, and try to pull the foot down to the ground or towards the ground. Right leg again stays long and active. Knees stretching out in front. Bring the right knee flat on the ground if you need to. Release. Bring the leg down. Shake it out. Just move the hips. Just undulate them a little bit. Drop one hip and the other. Good. Now, coming into the final twist. Arms out to the side. Bring the legs in the upside down table. Left leg crosses over right. Push your knees against one another if you can. You can hook the left foot under the right leg, shin. And bring the right foot down to the ground and pull the knees over to the right. Make sure that the shoulders don't come up off the ground, the back of the shoulders. Keep extending through the left arm. And just think about the sensations along the spine. You want to have a nice long spine. Take your attention to the base of the spine and just try to grow it as long as possible. Push the seat towards front end of the mat, curl the tail under, and then just try to lengthen along the back body and widen as well. Come back to center, switch legs around, upside down table, right leg over the left this time. Always moving in a way that is mindful, deliberate. Remember that your body's a temple. And it's a residing place for the highest self. You want to make it as a habitable place as possible. And so you purify it through the practice, physical practice. And then you bring the knees back up, Shavasana. Just bring your body into a comfortable position. Lie on the back. And just allow your legs to just separate, your feet to fall away from one another. Arms resting beside the body as well. A little bit separation between the body and the arms. Palms facing up. And just with each breath, feel more heaviness coming into the body. Feel as though the whole body were just sinking into a bed of clouds. Yield to that softness. Feel the arms and the legs getting extremely heavy. The trunk and the head as well. So that the body feels lifeless. No effort whatsoever. All of it gone. And the more you can surrender to that relaxation, the more you make the body receptive to receiving all the gifts of the practice. Now visualize all the benefits of the practice, all the energy and the love that we put into this space, into your space, and imagining all the energy of all the yogis around you who are practicing as well. To coming into your own being. Breathe it in with gratitude, and breathe out your own love and gratitude to them as well. to bring the awareness back to the breath. Bring awareness back to the body. Feel it starting to awaken. Bring the attention to the toes, the fingers, moving them gently, the limbs, the arms, the trunk of the body, the face. Moving away that always preserves the serenity that you just created through the practice. When you're ready, come back to seated position, sitting tall and supreme. And rise up tall through the seat. Then we're going to do some pranayama now, alternate nostril breathing with breath retention, which is a very good breathing technique to do every day and to be the lead-in into your meditation, for it quiets the mind. Left hand in chin mudra. You can bring the index finger right to the base of the thumb, and then press it into the back hand into the left knee. Right hand in Vishnu mudra. So your second and third fingers fold down. Only the thumb and the right ring finger ever touch the nasal passages. The others remain there. If it's too hard to keep your fingers fold down, you can bring it to the forehead, but do not let them touch the nose. Okay, so that's with the right hand. So we're just going to, as we breathe, the alternate nostril breathing, we close off the right side first. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Block both sides of the nose. Hold the breath. And during the breath retention, we bring the chin up high, the chin down low on the chest, and the root of the body, pull the muscles up towards the navel. And then exhale, we let go of the right side, so we can breathe out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Block off both sides of the nose again. Again, the throat lock and a root lock. Contract the muscles of the root, contract the muscles of the throat by bringing the chin onto the chest and tongue to the upper palate behind the teeth. We watch the space between the eyebrows. Exhale out to the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Close both sides of the nose. Bring the attention to the third eye. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the right. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the left. Relax the locks. 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the left. Take a big breath in. Now hold the breath. Plug the nose. Apply the locks. Third at the root and the throat. Third eye focus. 14, 15, 16. Exhale to the right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to the right. Hold in a breath. Exhale left. Inhale left. Holding. Exhale right. Inhale right. Holding the breath. Chin on the chest. Apply the locks at the throat and the root. Exhale left. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale left. Holding the breath. Exhale right. Inhale right. Holding all the attention there to draw all the vital force there, the prana. Exhale left. Bring the right hand back down to the right knee. Sitting tall again and supremely still. Bring the attention to the center of the heart, the center of the chest, the location of the spiritual heart, also the right side of the physical heart. Imagine going into that space, that chamber, the heart, coming face to face with your highest self. Coming face to face with your divine spark, that which is God. Recognizing that there is no separation between you and God. God is within. And you don't have to go searching outwards of yourself for God. Feel completely fulfilled, content. Feel the love of God. That's your nature. And when you feel that, you have love to give to all other beings as well. Conclude with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it to all beings. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Receptive to the divine grace within. Thank you very much for coming. Namaste. Have a great weekend, everybody.